Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Inspired and Empowered Living TV show and podcast. We are live Tuesday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern on talk4tv.com, w4wn.com, and my YouTube channel. And today's show, we will be continuing to talk about the power of emotions, Part 3. Continuing where we left off last week, do you feel like your emotions are holding you back? Think again. This episode dives into the surprising truth. Emotions are the key to unlocking your full potential. Join us as we explore how embracing all your feelings, even the uncomfortable ones, can lead you to a life bursting with joy, purpose, power, and the ability to create anything you desire. Get ready to be inspired and empowered. And together, let's create a life you love. I'm your host, Nanci Deutsch, licensed clinical social worker, certified hypnotherapist, and intuitive breakthrough expert. And I combine my counseling, coaching, and intuitive abilities to transform lives. And this show is not a replacement for therapy or counseling. It is for educational purposes only. So, welcome everybody, and let's talk about, and we have Allie in the house. Good morning, Allie. So let's get right to it. And there's certain things about emotions that I really want you to know. So first of all, your emotions are really what drives your decisions, consciously and unconsciously. So let me describe what I mean by that more. First, I'll do my quick Psych 101 lesson so that we're all on the same page. Your conscious mind is here listening to me. Thank you, conscious mind of yours. And your conscious mind empowers you to make conscious, aware decisions. Now, your subconscious or unconscious mind, and I use them interchangeably, is the part of you from the moment you were conceived to present time, has recorded every moment, every memory, every belief and emotion that you have had since you were in utero. And now, and that also includes information from your ancestors and your past lives. So, your emotions are key to really being able to help you be able to make conscious decisions, because very often we are ruled by our unconscious. So how many of you have you ever walked into a store and let's say they smell popcorn, or you smell what else can you smell? There's so many things, but the thing that came to my mind as I'm talking today is popcorn, and then you want to buy the popcorn, or it gives you that homey feeling, and then you decide, or cotton candy, that's another smelly thing. And then there's flowers or perfume, and your smells go right into your unconscious mind. And advertisers know this, that they will help you start buying things that you may not have even wanted, but you on a unconscious say, "Ooh, let me do that." And advertisers know the different ways and the different things to do to get you to buy. And those buying things are often unconscious. Misty says, now I want popcorn, flavored popcorn. What flavor do you like, Misty? All right, so exactly. See, even the mention of it, you start to feel your senses and your emotions are so linked together. And one stimulates the other. So it's really learning to become even more conscious of what's going on for you unconsciously. And what happens, she likes spicy and caramel. Misty says spicy and caramel. Oh, caramel popcorn. Now you got me wanting it. Anyway, salty caramel. I love that flavor. Anyway, so what the other thing is that your emotions, you make decisions about people, about things, about situations based on your emotions. And so you will move towards someone or away from someone based on your emotions. Now, sometimes those emotions are based on intuition, but very often they are not. They can be from unconscious, subconscious patterning. Because, and I'll give you examples, we end up having and being drawn towards people from that unconscious, subconscious mind of ours based on our unconscious needs. And we may not know necessarily what those needs are, but we get drawn to people like partners, spouses, close friends, and those people very often are coming from those unconscious needs. Now, I'm not going to say, and I see that there's a question, and Nikki, I'll get to you in a sec. And so those unconscious needs, you may not always be conscious of them. Some you may be, but you get drawn to people from that place. And very often that's coming from your unconscious mind. So Mickey says, I could go for some blue cotton candy. Now Mickey wants cotton candy. All right. So we know what everybody's choices are. And thank you. All right. Misty and Mickey, thank you. Okay. So really what happens is we unconsciously are drawn towards those people. Like, for example, and I'll give you an example. Okay, I'm going to go back to Jenny and Jimmy. All right. Now, Jimmy was a rager, someone who screams and yells, and he would get triggered, emotionally activated really easy. Anything can set him off, and he would go into a rage, screaming, yelling, and that would really scare Jenny, and she would shut down and freeze and didn't know what to say or do. And so you may wonder, why would Jenny want to pick someone like Jimmy? Like, why would she want to be drawn to someone who rages at her and she feels emotionally abused when he goes into the rages? And the answer is, when Jenny grew up, her father was a rager. And so what happened was, on an unconscious level, she was drawn to Jimmy by her subconscious mind, unconscious mind, and she was drawn to Jimmy. Now, this wasn't something she consciously chose. In fact, what happens, there's studies done that within seconds of meeting someone, you are already drawn to them. I'll get to that question in a sec. You are drawn to them. And those are not from conscious information. Usually, it's from this unconscious, subconscious mind. Now, also your intuition and your unconscious could be working together, and you're drawn to someone. But very often, until you're aware of it, it happens unconsciously. So, that, just saying, emotions and those unconscious needs are all part of that. And the more intense the relationship, like you meet someone, a man or a woman, and you have so much passion and excitement, that falling in love. And very often that feeling comes from that subconscious, unconscious place, because you're in the honeymoon period and it's like, ooh, it's exciting and passionate. And a lot of this is so not conscious. And so it's learning to understand your motivations, your needs, your wants, to become more conscious of it all. So Country Corners Gazette, she was used to it, so she just dealt with it. So here's the thing. So Jenny, on an unconscious level, was drawn to Jimmy, also a rager like her father. Now, she didn't know that in the beginning. And the reason, and she dealt with it, or tolerated it, or what's the word I want to say? She tolerated it because she was used to it. And very often what happens is we tolerate people's behavior because it's what we've grown up with. It's the familiar. And sometimes it's scary to go off into the unfamiliar territory and break that cycle until you're ready. And so what happened was, Jenny dealt with it, or tolerated it, because I don't know if she really dealt with it. She was shut down in her pattern, and Jimmy was in his pattern. And finally, what happened was they came. Jenny had enough. She finally got to a place. She started working on herself and doing more personal growth and spiritual growth. And she said, either we go into couple counseling or we're done. She basically gave Jimmy, like, we got to do this. So they got themselves into couple counseling, and they started working on their relationship, and they started continuing to work, like Jimmy started working on himself, and Jenny continued to work on herself. And so what happened was, they started healing. Both of them. And so what happens is usually when it's from that unconscious pattern, which most of the times it is, you will deal with a behavior until you get to a point, or you tolerate it, or you allow it until you get to a point where it's no longer working for you because you've healed yourself, or you've shifted your energy, or you've changed. And what happens when one person changes in a relationship, the relationship or the family will change. Things cannot stay the same. It's called systems theory. It's what I learned when I was in social work school. And when one part of the system changes, then the whole system changes. It has to. So that's what ends up happening. And the more conscious you are, the more you can make conscious, informed, educated, aware decisions. And I also want you all to know that bad feelings don't go away. And when I say bad, I don't like you putting bad in quotes, because no feeling is bad, all right? Remember, feelings and emotions, I'll go into emotions, are energy that wants to move. It's energy. A feeling, emotion is an energy, a state that wants to move through. And the more that you are able to move through those feelings and emotions, the more you are able to allow new emotions to come to the surface, ones that you want. Now, when I say bad feelings in quotes, and I'll get to your question in a second, Misty, I'm putting it's fear, anger, grief, shame, guilt are the emotions that you want healing. And those are primary emotions, okay? And all kinds of feelings are based on those emotions. So let's say frustration, which is a common emotion, and jealousy are basically out part of the energy of anger. And then you have other emotions that are based on fear, like terror. I mean, is fear to the max. So all of the emotions, those primary ones, have many, many, many other emotions associated with them. So just wanted to let you know that. Now, Misty, what was your question? So Misty says, we aren't always aware of our feelings, and that is correct. Sometimes you may have something going on and you're not aware of it. So what's the best thing to do? When you are in going or doing mode, and you are, during the course of the day, you're going, doing, you may not always be aware of what you're feeling. And that's why if you can take just a few breaths, ability to just turn inward and just notice what you're feeling in the moment. And so if you're in the going, doing, even a few moments of just awareness, of going inward, of becoming aware, what is it that you're feeling in this moment? And working or allowing yourself to become aware of the feeling. Now, for those of you, And for those of you who sometimes that you may feel a feeling or you may notice a feeling, you're talking to someone and all of a sudden you start getting triggered where emotions come up immediately. That's also subconscious, unconscious mind, just to let you know. When that happens, it's becoming aware. Are you feeling angry? What's triggering it? What did that person do? Or do you feel intimidated, fearful? What is that person doing? Are they being an intimidator? So just notice how you are reacting to people when there's some kind of trigger happening. And again, those triggers all are coming from the unconscious, subconscious mind. So just know, everyone gets them. I get them. I get triggered all the time. And it's not about not getting triggered. It's about how quickly you can become in awareness and make a conscious choice to come back to the feelings of your higher self, that wise, unconditionally loving part of you, and your soul, that core energy, essence of who you are. Now, and that's your superconscious mind. And so it's learning. This isn't something that happens like poof. This is a journey. And there is no destination. I will tell you that it's the journey of a lifetime. We're all in the journey. And even when you pass on, you're still in the journey of learning and growing and understanding and gaining awareness. It's part of the journey of being alive. So just know, you're in the journey. We're all in the journey. So, and what's really important is when you notice that a feeling that comes up, like the fear or the anger, or it could be grief, and it can come up not only to a person, but a situation. I mean, how many of you watch a TV show, you get really drawn into the TV show, and all of a sudden you're feeling really sad because something sad happens, or you're actually feeling really excited because you're watching them fall in love, or you're feeling really mad because of the villain in the show, or you're feeling, TV shows do that to you, movies do that. And what's interesting, I'll just tell you, because I'm into hypnosis, when you're in that state, you're in a hypnotic state. You're experiencing as it was real, and you're experiencing the emotions as it was real. And so that's happening. That's part, and it's also part of being human. So just know it happens to all of us. And emotions, it's not about not feeling the emotion, whatever emotion it is. It's about allowing yourself to move the energy through in healthy ways, not hurting yourself, not hurting anybody else, not hurting or destroying the environment, but moving it through in safe ways. Okay, I know we got something else, a question. Country Corners. Should anyone suppress feelings or emotions? Okay, so overall, what I will say is this. You want to become conscious and aware of all your feelings as much of the time as you can. However, if you're in a situation like you're at work and you're feeling a feeling like you want to cry, and you can stop, suppress it for now, until you are able to let it out at a later time. But I really want to support you in letting it out at a later time. So suppressing your feelings, depending on, and it's something called emotional regulation, is being able to regulate, to be able to adjust your feelings to the situation. However, at a later time, because again, those feelings don't go away, you want to take the time to be able to tune into you, to be able to discover, what are you feeling? Sad. Maybe you're feeling grief because someone just passed. And sometimes you'll be able to suppress it. And there are times that you may not. And then you want to excuse yourself and go to the bathroom. But ideally, you want to be able to learn to be able to regulate. That's a technical term. Regulate your emotions in healthy ways. So, hopefully that was helpful. Country Corners Gazette. And what happens is, if we don't allow ourselves to feel, and remember, my motto is, in order to heal, you need to feel. Because if you're feeling a lot of the fear or the anger or the grief, it's not about denying that or suppressing it all the time. Because if you don't allow yourself to feel it, you may end up becoming numb and just totally shutting down, where you shut down to all the feelings, even the joyful ones. Remember, where you want to go to are the feelings of your higher self and soul, the feelings of peace or love or joy. Those are the feelings you're working towards, and those are the feelings of living an inspired and empowered life and moving towards that, so that you can create more of that energy moving forward. And in order to do that, it's about allowing the feelings to flow and not always shutting them down. And so it's about learning how to regulate. There's that word again. I keep getting that word. What I'm feeling is, I'm thinking that maybe we should talk more about emotional intelligence. I want to, and I'm thinking maybe that's the next show. Coming back to what really is emotional intelligence and how can you grow it. So, stay tuned. So, before I go to the next, yes, that sounds good, Country Corners Gazette. All right, we will do that, definitely. And I also want to support you in knowing that I have a grounding and centering meditation, one that will help you to move energies through your body, move energies, help you make intuitive decisions, help you in a lot of different ways to come to more of a centered space. And that meditation is called, it's inspired, if you go to inspiredandempoweredliving.com/meditation, meditation, inspiredandempoweredliving.com/meditation, meditation. And it's the name of the show, .com/meditation. And that meditation can help you on many levels. So definitely you want to download it. And Rebels posting the links in the chat. Okay. So back to feelings. Now, what can happen is when you don't allow the feelings and you're not expressing them in healthy ways, it can sabotage a relationship. If Jenny and Jimmy didn't get the help that they needed, they would not have made it. They wouldn't have made it. I mean, Jenny was already giving Jimmy I don't want to say an ultimatum. She was giving Jimmy a choice. We need to work on our relationship or it's not going to work. Because that's really what ends up happening. Most of the time, if one person changes, the relationship will change. And ideally, you want both people working on the relationship. And if that doesn't happen, at least one of you that works on the relationship can make changes in the relationship. It is possible. As long, excuse me, as long as you have a willing partner. So, I really want to talk about how do you get to joy? What can you do to create those emotions of peace and love and joy? And I'll share with you. I've done journeys with people to help them connect more deeply to their soul. I call it soul adventures. And in my soul adventures work, the soul has said to the personality self what it wants for you, for the personality, is to feel joy. Your soul, so I'm telling all of you this, your soul really wants you to have joy, to feel joy, to have fun, to play, to be in that energy of joy and fun and play. Can you imagine having your life on planet Earth where you're feeling more fun and play and joy? Well, that's what your soul wants for you. And so, no, I am going to give you some steps to creating more joy. Creating more joy. So, the first step is learning to love yourself more. It's being able to find the ways to love yourself. And I don't mean ego love, like narcissistic love. What I mean by self-love is real, powerful love, unconditional love of yourself. And so what does that look like? And I've done shows on self-love, but I'll give it to you in a nutshell. So self-love is being able to have positive self-talk. To say you can do it instead of you can't do it. Instead of saying you're dumb and stupid, saying you really know, you've got this, you can do this. Or you're smart. You're smarter than you think. It's all those things, those positive self-talk. And being able to feel those emotions of love towards yourself. And all parts of you. It's learning to heal that child part of you and give that child part love. There's a child in all of us. Every single adult has a child inside. So it's really learning to love that child. It's learning to support the child. Be kind to that child. And when that child needs discipline and I don't mean bad, like unhealthy, I mean like setting limits and boundaries. Or like learning to set limits and boundaries and say no to yourself and to others is a really important piece of self-love. Learning self-care, I call it essential self-care. These are all aspects of self-love. healthy self-love. And so those are really important pieces to working and gaining more happiness, more joy, more love, more peace, more fun. Asking yourself, what is fun to me? What do I love to do? How can I play today? I'll share with you one of the things that makes my life so much more fun and joyful is finding out what is the message of the day that Spirit wants to send me. Now, sometimes I'll do oracle cards, and I've had other clients do this as well. So I am going to support you to ask, what's the message of the day? And find out, like, play with it. And if you don't have cards, then ask if there's a book where you open to the book and you open to the exact place in the book. What's the message for me? Or, and you're using your intuition, you're feeling drawn to a book. So you can ask for the message of the day. And you could do that through oracle cards, or you could do that through books. Or you may actually, maybe I'm giving you the message of the day. Maybe the message your soul wants you to know for today is, have fun today. Whatever you're doing, even find a way to make work fun. Find a way to play today. Find a way to have joy with someone else today. Or have joy with yourself and just really allow yourself to find a way to play. And when I'm connecting with my higher self and my soul, my angels, my guides, my spirit guides, beings of light, when I'm working in the energy of the universe, it's so much more fun. It's so fun. So, my message for you is, how can you have fun and play today? And maybe you want to call a friend, and maybe there's a game, or I don't know, just ask yourself. Let that play, let it come from the child inside of you. Maybe you used to love puzzles. Maybe you used to love crossword puzzles, or all different kinds of things. So definitely, I'm definitely feeling your soul wants you to know, have fun today and play, okay? That will lead to a more inspired and empowered life. And the more that you can connect with your higher self and your soul, the more you will feel that peace, the love, the joy, the fun, the play. So, you can ask for more connection. Ask for more, like bringing it in. Ask your higher self, that wise, unconditionally loving part of you, to come in more, to make itself known to you. And you can ask your soul that too. Make it so clear to me that you're here. Help me feel you. Because really, that's what you want. You want to feel these aspects, these higher aspects of self. So you want to move through those other feelings, so that you can get to the place of peace or love, joy or fun. That's what I want to support you in doing. And then, again, ask yourself, what do you love to do? I also want to support you to be a kid again. Maybe you want to get a coloring book and color. Maybe you want to get your crayons out or buy crayons. I actually have crayons, just letting you know. Because I used to use them with clients, but I use them now. Once in a while, I'll draw a picture, or I used to have coloring books. So I'm letting you in on the secrets of what I do. So, but I really want to support you in doing it too. And allowing yourself to just explore what would give you joy. Ask the little girl or boy inside of you, what could we do to play today? Maybe you want to go outside and go to a park and go on a swing. And swing. Or be on the monkey bars or down the slide. You never know. Or maybe it's something simple as going out and smelling a rose, smelling a flower. Just being in that place of peace, of love, of experiencing. Instead of, and I don't know if any of you has heard this, but instead of being in, we are actually called human beings. But many of us are human doings. And we end up do, go, go. And so, I am going to support you in learning how to become a human being. Learning how to be instead of do. And what that means is that you breathe, you take time, even if it's a minute, even if it's 5 minutes. Take time between your activities. Take time. See, Mickey says those things sound so fun. I support you, Mickey. Go out and do some. Definitely, all of you. I really want to support you. Because you know what? That's really, my message to you today is that your soul wants you to have a better life. Your soul wants you to have an inspired and empowered life. You wouldn't be listening to this TV show or podcast if on some level you weren't being drawn and guided to it. So congratulations for listening or viewing this show, for whether those of you who are coming live. I really want to support you all in knowing your soul wants this for you. And I do too, because I'm here to help you move towards your inspired and empowered life. Misty says, I want to go to the park. You go, girl. Go to the park. Have fun. And then next week, I would love to hear, those who come regularly, I would love to hear what you did for fun today. Okay? And Country Corners, I think I'm going on a nature walk. Yay! I'm so excited. You know what? That really brings joy to my heart, because I'm here to help you and make a difference in your lives. And so I really want to hear what you did for fun today and the rest of the week. So next week, please let me know, okay? For those who come live, let me know. I really want to hear. So I really want to support you all. We're going to continue on exploring emotions, and we're going to go more into emotional intelligence and continuing on this path of having fun and exploring and becoming more emotionally intelligent. And so I'm wishing you all an inspired and empowered day, and know that you can join us live next Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern on Talk4TV, W4WN.com, my YouTube channel, and you can join us on the podcast, iHeart, Spotify, Pandora, Apple, and Amazon podcasts, and so many more. And so, I wish you an inspired and empowered day and an inspired and empowered week. Have a great one, everybody. Bye for now.